Hi everyone, Jeff Gonzalez here, property investor from Northamptonshire. I specialise in family-let properties. I have a mentor who owns over 250 properties himself, and he owns a company that purchases thousands of properties each year for his clients. Okay, so the training we do is it's called VIP training, which is basically a group of investors. You go along, you do training events. It's a 2-year course, and you basically meet up with a whole load of like-minded investors, and we trade, we do deals with each other, we joint venture with each other, and obviously we do the training together as well. So it's really great. Okay, so some of the training we do. So one of the trainings we do is called a simple selection system. So I'm just going to run through that real quickly today. So what is that? So I've chosen my strategy. So my strategy is family lets, like I said. Some people call it buy to let strategy, which is probably the easiest strategy to get into. Okay, but for my skill levels, I think that's the one you should always start with. So other strategies are things like holiday lets, service accommodation, rent to service accommodation, HMO. Some people do lease options, and then there's flip deals where you buy and sell. Some people are into that. And you've got auctions. There's all sorts of strategies you can have. So you've got to really choose a strategy and try and master that strategy before you move on to the next strategy. So my mentor Aaron, his specialist strategy is holiday lets, but he also owns a load of buy to lets and family lets. But he likes holiday lets because it's really tax efficient, because you don't pay the same tax as what you do with a buy to let, and also it's really great for cash flow and profit. You can make big profit off one property. Okay, but the thing wrong with holiday lets is it's hard to get them, but if you can get them, then they're really profitable. Okay, so that's a strategy I may use in the future. Okay, so the next strategy I'm going to talk about is the 6 C's, knowing the 6 C's. So that is one of the things about the simple selection system, know the 6 C's. So what are the 6 C's? I've done a whole video on these. So it starts with capital first. Okay, so we talk about the sort of properties that we buy. We only buy 3 to 4 bed properties, normally terraced houses, never flats. Okay, and there's reasons for that. I'm not going to go into it today, but always buy houses 3 to 4 bed. Then the next C is city, so the location of the property. Always buy with your head and not your heart. So I specialise in buying up north, and I buy up north because for one, it's cheaper, you get more for your money, okay, and you can get really great cash flow. And like I said, you don't have to put you put a lot of money in, but you don't have to put as much as if you brought down south, like in London, for instance. That's really expensive. But even in Northamptonshire, it's really quite expensive as well. But you can get better deals up north. So always invest with your head. Right, the next one is capital. So we're talking about capital growth here. Now properties go up on average 7.9% a year, and it's done so for the last 85 years. So it's quite a good investment property. You can probably guarantee you're going to be getting at least 8 to 9% growth on your capital. Okay, so that's great. Okay, cash flow, that's the next one. So what is cash flow? Cash flow is the profit that you've got after you've paid all the bills for your property, like your mortgage, letting agent fees, insurances. Once you've paid all that, whatever monies you've got left, that's your cash flow. Now you always have to have cash flow when you buy property, because if you don't, you could run into trouble and run out of cash basically. So you've got to make sure when you're buying a property that you've got cash flow. Then you can go and buy more properties, and you're never going to get in trouble. Okay, next C is check. So for each property you buy, make sure you check the area so it's got a good rental demand, because you don't want to buy a property and then you're struggling to rent it out. Okay, so you always want a good rental demand, so your property will always be rented out, even on void periods. You'll soon get another tenant in. Okay, so do that check, make sure that the area that you're buying in is a good rental area. Okay, contingency. Always keep back 4.5% of whatever money you've invested for your contingency. So for instance, if you invest £100,000 in a property, you will have a £4,500 contingency just in case anything goes wrong. Now the more properties you get, you don't have to have, like, if you've got 10 properties, you probably won't have to have that much for each property, but you want to have a contingency, some money set aside just in case anything goes wrong. Things like your boiler might go. You don't want to get a property, your boiler goes, you can't afford to get a new one. You need a contingency for that, okay? Or any others like accidents or anything that happens to the property and you need the money fast, have a contingency. Okay, right, guys. Well, that is the simple selection system in a nutshell. There's other parts to it as well. I've chosen this strategy because it suits my time, the money I've got, and the experience I've got, and I know this strategy will get me financially free. If I do it properly, I'll get financially free. So I'm going to stick to to my strategy until I'm successful, and then I may move on to other strategies. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for listening. Okay, I'm out of here for now. Bye.